Boudreau sets up Vakota. Back for Boudreau, in front for Kushner. Gets the shot away, and Jensen makes the sliding save. Kushner with good strength just to get the shot off. And now we have a big scrap here. Vakota goes to work on Scott Shaughnessy of Fredericton. Two big players. Shaughnessy with a couple of right hands. Vakota trying to get that headgear off. That's one of his favorite moves. And Shaughnessy applies a couple of right hands. Now Vakota lifts him up and wrestles him down. A la Stan Jonathan, Mick Vakota lifts up Scott Shaughnessy, and you know, Rich, that is not an easy task.
That's not easy at all, and I'll tell you what, I was going to say right before this, John, if the Indians need to get involved, need to wake up a little bit, need to get going, a guy like Mick Vakota is the type of guy that's going to do it. He's a very strong physical hockey player, a guy that will back down from no one, I guarantee you there, and that was an indication of just how strong he is as he just picked up Shaughnessy and dumped him at the end of that fight there. And Mick Vakota has a lot of character, a lot of pizzazz, and he brings a lot to this hockey team. He's a guy that's going to get the team going, and he's out there. He's an aggressive player as he skates off right now. The fans appreciating what Mick Vakota has done out there.
Well, Ron LaPointe, the coach of Fredericton, had a few words for Vakota, and Mick did not bid him condolences, and here comes Lane. Lane comes over to have a few words with LaPointe, and we have an ugly scene down below. At the players' bench, Gord Lane came over to have a few words at LaPointe, and all heck breaks loose here at the Springfield Civic Center. A real ugly scene, riot-like conditions here in Springfield as Lane and LaPointe had words, and oh my, this is a scary situation here in Springfield as all the players square off. LaPointe had a few words for Vakota, and Lane came right to his defense. And then those two went at it. And you hate to see the sticks involved. That's what's really scary, Rich.
You do, John. You could hear the sticks hitting helmets from up here, and that is not a good sign. And, you know, you can't blame Gord Lane for defending his player as Vakota was skating off, and LaPointe had some words for Mick, and hey, Gord came over and gave LaPointe a few words back, but then now it's starting to get ugly, and you hope it just doesn't get any worse than this. Vakota comes back on the ice. He's looking for anybody here. And one of the Indians trainers tried to stop him, I think, but now Mick looking to go, and it seems to a little bit starting to players pairing off now, but there's still some scraps going on.
Check that, Dahlman and Julian now going along the near boards. Boudreau has a hold of Nanashek. He's trying to get in at Vern Smith. Now Huff and Smith are squared off. Henry and Mayotte went at it in this melee, which is broken out. League President Jack Butterfield in attendance tonight. Now the goaltender Ford has a hold of someone. He wrestles him down to the ice. Tugnut and Wakeland getting involved. And Wakeland has a hold of Ron Tugnut, the two backup goaltenders, and Wakeland pounds away on Tugnut. Wakeland pounds away on Ron Tugnut.
And now
Jensen throws his equipment. Well, this one of the uglier scenes you're going to see right here. All breaking out with 1:56 left in the second period.
Well, Ford got a hold of Jensen and jumped on top of him, and the two backup goaltenders got involved, and Jensen ended up throwing his gloves in the direction of Marty Wakeland, and the ice just a picture of sticks and gloves, and really not a pleasant sight to see, John.
Now Vakota is being held back by Gord Lane along the near boards as Jacques Mayotte of Fredericton came over to whisper a few words of wisdom to him.
No, I think out of the penalty box.
Out of the penalty box. We have all sorts of infractions here, Rich. And Dahlman wails away, and here we go again. Mayotte blindsides Henry. Julian over the top. It's Poudrier and Dahlman in mid-ice. Ford still going at it. He and Jensen have a hold of each other. Bokasak off the play and Sandlacker tied up. But nothing's coming from that right now.
I hate to say this, John, but the first thing that comes to mind is slap shot, old-time hockey.
Oh, really? It's not a good reflection of things, but when tempers flare, it really breaks out.
Paddock and Kidd going at it in front of us. Paddock just leveled Kidd. He's on top of Kidd right now, and I mean, you feel like a boxing announcer. There's fights just going on all around the ice.
Our high camera here, Rich, picking it all up. No need to describe. The pitchers really do the job.
what you don't want to see is someone get hurt now, and I can see one of the Fredericton as Vakota takes down Scott Shaughnessy, but one of the Express players now. We saw it for a second. Now we're looking at Vakota once again, but it looks like it's Mayon who's
really been pummeled.
Just looking to the referee Schick for help.
Excuse me, Rich, but Kushner and Agnew are going toe-to-toe. Right there, there's the two of them. They're not dancing the anniversary waltz.
Schick is going to have his hands full here. I'll tell you what, trying to sort this thing out, and boy, that's something you hate to see as Mayon is going off with a towel to his head. Evidently, he's been cut. He's wrapping the towel around his head as you look at the two goaltenders standing side by side, and Mokasak trying to get going as the linesman and Schick are trying to hold him back.
This is an ugly scene. Now
remember the game last year I was here for against New Haven, where they had that old altercation where Radicke, the Nighthawks, slipped the puck at one of the Indians, and that started a big brawl similar to this one.
Didick broke Kalikoski's nose there, and it all broke out that night also. Now the fans get involved along the near boards. There's no excuse for that, and hate to see that. Security really hard pressed to get the entire situation under control. It all began as Gord Lane came to the defense of his player Mick Vakota, left the ice surface after Lapointe gave Vakota a tongue lashing. Lane came over, and then Lapointe wanted to go with Lane, and then the players went at Lane, the Fredericton players, poking at him with the stick. And there you see the 34-year-old coach of the Springfield Indians, Gord Lane.
Well, if you remember, Gord Lane has a